Okay, good morning everyone. So my name is Michelle Evangelista and I will be sharing to you this topic about the internet and the World Wide Web. So I am hoping that you will be getting something from me as I share to you this topic. So again, the internet and the World Wide Web. So there are two concepts that we will be studying this morning, and those are the internet, of course, and what is World Wide Web. Okay, so internet and World Wide Web, they may seem interchangeable at first. So in everyday conversation, they serve the same purpose. Though the latter hasn't been used much in recent years, but however, it soon becomes clear that the World Wide Web isn't just an older name for the internet that we all know today. So these two terms describe different concepts and a deeper understanding of these ideas, their nuances, and the history behind them that can lead us to new realizations about the way the online resources work. So to start with, we will be having the concept about internet. What is internet? So internet is a global communication system that links together thousands of individual networks. It allows exchange of information between two or more computers on a network. The internet was first evolved in the year 1969 under the project called the ARPANET, or the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, to connect computers at different universities and U.S. defense. So the internet was first used by the different universities, and it was also first utilized by the U.S. military defense. Okay, so next we have here in 1990s, the internet working of ARPANET and the NSFNet and other private network resulted into the internet. So the internet, as I have said, is a global network of computer, and it comprises of millions of computing devices that carry and transfer volumes of information from one device to another. So from that definition, thus we can interpret that internet really helps in the transfer of messages through mail, through chat, video, and audio conference, and others. And it has also become mandatory for day-to-day activities such as the bill payment, online shopping and surfing, tutoring, working, communicating with peers, and others. So, with the creation, working of ARPANET or the NSFNet to connect computers, soon after, the people from different backgrounds such as engineers, scientists, students, and researchers started using the network for exchanging information and messages. So, therefore, it has become global network. So the use of the desktop, the computers, mainframes, the GPS units, cell phones, car alarms, video, the game consoles, those are all connected to the net or the internet. Next, how do I connect to the internet? How can we connect with the or to the internet? So these are the things that we can utilize, that we can use as we connect to the internet. Of course, with the use of computer, the phone line, the cable, DSL, wireless, the modem, network software, application software like the email, I have already mentioned that a while ago, the web browser, and the ISP or the internet service provider. So those things we are all familiar. We are very much familiar with those things since we are already using them in our day-to-day living. Okay, so next we have here, what can I do on the internet? So what are the things that we can do using internet? So this is very much common, as I have said, we are already using internet from our day-to-day living. So first, of course, through internet, we can send and receive email messages. That is very much important. We can download free software with the FTP or the File Transfer Protocol. Through internet, we can also post our opinion to a Usenet news group. We have Messenger, Facebook, and any other application where we can have our messages, we can post our thoughts, our comments, our feelings, our opinions. Of course, we can also surf the World Wide Web, the Google, the Chrome. We are using actually those applications, and there is no charge for most of the services. Okay, however, in the Philippines, of course, you have to have your data for you to browse the internet. Okay, so moving on, let us have now, since we are done with the internet as one of the concepts to be discussed this morning, let us move on to World Wide Web. So we are familiar with this, or the www, the triple W dot. So the World Wide Web is a network of web pages found by their addresses. The World Wide Web, or the triple W dot, or simply called as web, is an internet-based service which uses common set of rules known as the protocols to distribute documents across the internet in a standard way. So the triple W dot, or the World Wide Web, was developed at the European Physics Lab, or the CERN, home of the Hadron Collider, by Sir Tim Berners-Lee. So the development of the web spanned from Berners-Lee's initial proposal in 1989 to the finalized version, which was co-authored with Robert Kallio in 1990. So it was started in the year 1989 by Sir Tim Berners-Lee, and it was finalized in the year 1990. Okay, so the World Wide Web, which I have said that is also known as web, is a collection of websites or web pages stored in web servers and connected to local computers through the internet. So from that definition, we can say that internet is very much different from the World Wide Web. So if we are going to recall, internet is the global network, the networking. But when we say World Wide Web, this is a collection of websites. So later on, I will be discussing to you the difference. I will give further explanation as to their difference. So these websites contain text pages, digital images, audios, videos, and others. Users can access the content of these sites from any part of the world over the internet using their devices such as computers, laptops, cell phones, and etc. So we can access the World Wide Web through the use of internet. So you cannot separate the internet and the World Wide Web. They go hand in hand. You cannot access World Wide Web, of course, without the use of internet, of course, without also the use of the gadgets. So the triple W dot, along with internet, enables the retrieval and display of text and media to your device. Okay, so the web is viewed, this triple W dot, or the World Wide Web, we can view this through the use of software such as Google and the Chrome, Internet Explorer, what else? Mozilla Firefox, and others. So using browsers, one can access the digital libraries containing innumerable articles, journals, ebooks, news, tutorials stored in the form of web pages on computers around the world called web servers. So today, thousands of web pages or websites. There are so many websites that we can access and that are added per hour in the internet, and we can access them all through the use of browser software in the internet. So, as mentioned a while ago, World Wide Web was invented. It was initiated or invented by Sir Tim Berners-Lee in 1989. So originally, if we're going to look back at the its background, originally he was just trying to find a new way for scientists to easily share the data from their experiment. So the hypertext or the text displayed on a computer display that links to the hypertext, that is the hypertext. And the internet already existed, but no one had thought of a way to use the internet to link one document directly to another. So that is the problem, the situation that leads to Sir Tim Berners-Lee to have to initiate the invention, the creation of website. So therefore, the www dot has been created. So while he was working at the physics lab or at the CERN. So his vision soon went beyond a network for scientists to share information, in that he wanted it to be universal and free information space to share knowledge, to communicate, and to collaborate. So this is a very bright idea, a very brilliant move coming from Sir Berners-Lee. Okay, so the Mozilla Foundation dates the true birth of the World Wide Web to 2 years before it entered the public domain at Berners-Lee announcement of its existence in 1991, where the finalized version was launched a year after. Okay. So the essential individual components of the web include the HTTP data transfer protocol, the hypertext markup language, which is the most popular web publishing format, and of course we have the uniform resource locations or the URLs for every page. So I repeat, so there are three main ingredients or components that make up the World Wide Web. So we have the URL or the Uniform Resource Locator, which is the addressing scheme to find a document. That is actually the very first thing that is being asked if we are going to locate the source or the article. URL is being asked. The HTTP, what is this HTTP? The Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which connects computers together, and the HTML or the Hypertext Markup Language, which formats pages containing the hypertext links. So Sir Berners-Lee also made the first web browser and web server. So during the 1990s, the amount of web browsers being produced rapidly multiplied, and whole load more web-based technologies started sprouting up. So the World Wide Web opened up the internet to everyone, not just scientists. It connected the world in a way that made it much easier for people to get information. So it is very much useful, sharing of information and communicating to other people. It has since allowed people to share their work and thoughts through social networking sites, through blogs, video sharing, and more. So the early web community produced revolutionary ideas that are now spreading beyond the technology sector. So first, we have here the decentralization, non-discrimination, the bottom-up design, universality, and consensus. So the decentralization. So because of the World Wide Web, the web community, no permission is needed from a central authority to post anything on the web. So everybody is, they have the right, they are free to post anything they like on the web. So there is no central controlling node, that is decentralization, and so no single point of failure. So this implies freedom from indiscriminate censorship and surveillance. Next is non-discrimination. So when we say non-discrimination, this principle of equity is also known as net neutrality. So regardless of the race, regardless of the color, regardless of the gender, anybody can access, everybody can use the web. What about the bottom-up design? So when we say bottom-up design, instead of code being written and controlled by a small group of experts, it was developed in full view for everyone, encouraging maximum participation and experimentation. So everybody is involved, everybody is included. What about universality? When we say universal, all the computers involved have to speak the same language. So if we can notice as we access a certain web, a page, the language that is commonly used is English. If there are some cases that the text is written in another language, we can actually see below, it is written there, see translation. So it is being translated in English, so everybody can understand, English being the universal language. And the last is the consensus. For universal standards to work, everyone had to agree to use them. So team, together with this team and others, they achieved this consensus by giving everyone a say in creating the standards through a transparent participatory process at the W3C. Okay, so that's it. Now, let us further discuss the difference between internet and the World Wide Web. Well, actually, I already had given some of its different features a while ago. So just to add some, let us have this difference. So the internet is known as interconnection of computer networks. The internet is a massive network of networks. It connects millions of computers together globally, forming a network in which any computer can communicate with any other computer as long as they are both connected to the internet. So that is the medium that is used. So gadgets, computers from all over the world can be connected. So on the other hand, the World Wide Web, or web for short, is a massive collection of digital pages and stored, or it can be accessed over the internet. So with the use of protocol, HTTP protocol, to transmit data and allows applications to communicate in order to exchange business logic. The web also uses browsers, as I have said a while ago, such as Internet Explorer or Firefox or other browsers that you can that you have in your computer. Web documents may contain graphics, sounds, text, and videos. Okay, so therefore, in short, or in other words, the internet, is a huge network of computers that are being connected. But it was the World Wide Web that made the technology into something that linked information together and made it accessible to everyone. In essence, the World Wide Web is a collection of web pages found on this network of computers. Your browser uses the internet to access the World Wide Web. Okay, so that's it. Now, how has the use of the internet and the World Wide Web evolved? So, as companies and individuals embraced alternative uses of the internet, especially mobile apps and related technologies, the central role of the World Wide Web in computing has naturally receded somewhat. With that said, information systems departments at companies of all types and sizes must still employ team members with an advanced understanding of the web. So, the true impact actually of the web may be the way it turned the use of devices connected to the internet into something for the masses. And in doing so, it ushered in the current digital age. The web and the internet are different things, but actually the accessibility of the web turned the world's population into internet users. So if you're going to get the statistics of the web users, the internet users, we can actually say that 90% of the population, of course, in the whole world use internet. So, with the evolution of the internet and the World Wide Web, life has become easier with the use of those technology in any department, may it be in education, in the field of medicine, engineering, internet, and web. World Wide Web is, of course, it is a must, and it is very much important in every department because it makes life and work easier. So that's it. That is all about my topic, the internet and the World Wide Web. Hope you get something from me. So once again, thank you and good morning.